Hey, this is Rick Wilson, Studiobug. How have you been? Well, I've been okay. I hope you've been okay. Hope COVID hadn't been messing with you or your family. I hope that's the truth. And speaking of truth, one thing that has been really bothering me lately is some people don't seem to know what that is. I can remember when I was going to college, I had to take speech. Y'all remember that, Speech 101? Yeah, and there was a part of it that used to, that got into being able to argue fairly. You remember that? I actually thought that was pretty good because my family always got into, some pretty good arguments. And if you got sidetracked in the argument, then it turned into not just trying to manage a conflict, it got personal. And so if you weren't able to argue correctly, then it got personal, and then there was feelings hurt. You said things you didn't want to say, and you actually said a lot of stuff that just absolutely didn't have a thing to do with what you were arguing about. And I found that intriguing. So here's an example. Okay, and I know you've heard I think you probably heard an example like this before, but it's something like, well, I told you to take the garbage out. Well, I don't want to take the garbage out. Yeah, but I'm your wife, and I told you to take the garbage out. Well, in my family, I never did have to take the garbage out. And she'd say something like, well, in my family, the men always took the garbage out. And then you say something like, yeah, well, your mother never did like me. Okay, boom, right there. Now I'm starting to get personal, which has nothing to do with taking the garbage out. It's got everything to do with me starting to get personal because I'm starting to chip away a little silly things that doesn't have anything to do with me not wanting to, or me wanting to take the garbage out, because I didn't want to take the garbage out. But I do take the garbage out. But anyway, I mean, you start going, well, your mother never did like me, which had absolutely nothing to do with what we were talking about. And all of this to say, I think in this day and time, I think that we're getting to that point where we don't know how to critically think for ourselves, or at least the media wants us to believe that they are the best for directing me in my thought pattern. And let me give you an example of that. One of the things that we need to learn to do is to be able to discern what is the difference between fact and your opinion. 99% nowadays that you hear from any media, that's any media, Republican, Democrat, any media, is their opinion. And I think what's dangerous is we have become so lazy that we don't want to do the research that it takes to figure out whether or not is it true or false. We want to believe what we want to believe. We want to believe the way that we believe, and that's not necessarily going to be true. It may not be the facts. And I've even heard, several of the politicians say that. Well, I'm not going to tell you what you need to hear. I'm going to tell you the facts. Or I'm not going to tell you the facts. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Well, no. I want you to tell me the facts, and then I want me to discern whether or not I want to go that route or not. I don't want you making my decisions. I want to make my decisions, and all I want is facts. And so the media has not turned into, they don't tell the news anymore. They give their opinion, and that's all the major. So please, is what I'm saying, is be able to tell what is fact and what is an opinion, because you will save yourself a lot of grief. This shirt and this hat is red. Is that my opinion? No. That is a fact. This hat, this portion of it anyway, is red. There's no argument. It's red. Okay. Somebody else might say, well, this hat's red, but I've seen him wear a blue one before, and if he wore a blue one, it's not red anymore, and I really would rather him having blue. Okay, where did we go? We just changed your thought pattern from it being red to what your opinion is. Okay, even though he said it was red, he went off on a tangent on he'd rather have it blue. Okay, well, that's all fine and good, but that would be my decision, and it's not facts when you sit there and say, well, it should have been blue, or it could have been blue, or it's going to turn into blue, anything else. All I said was, it's red. That's a fact. See what I mean? And by the way, I know you're thinking it anyway, so ho, ho, ho. I knew you wanted me to put it on. Yeah, Santa Claus. Am I Santa Claus? Is that a fact? No. Is it a fact I look like Santa Claus? Maybe. But am I Santa Claus? No, I am not Santa Claus. Anyway, all this to say, please, in critical thinking, please try to step back and on your own figure out the facts, do the research. Don't take anyone's word for it. The media is entertainment. And if you don't believe that, that is why their ratings go up and their ratings go down. I used to work for a TV station. I've worked at a radio station as well, but I worked for a TV station. You tell the stories in the news that is more entertaining so that people will watch you. And that doesn't necessarily mean I'm not telling the truth. It just means that I'm making it more colorful. He wore a red shirt with a brown coat instead of he wore a shirt and coat. Please do the research. Learn to know what is truth, facts, and fiction is all I'm saying. I love you guys. This has been Studiobug, and the reason I'm doing this is because, for one thing, I've had to go back to work again up until this week. And if you go back, I think, to 51, you'll see why I haven't been writing any music and this, that, and the other. However, I have written a couple of pieces, and one is my prayer. And I appreciate you guys going and listening to that video, my prayer. At last look, so far it's given me more views than any one I've put on there, I think. It's called My Prayer, and if you will, take a look at it if you haven't yet. But I do thank you for your support on that. I will be praying for you. Hope you're praying for me, and I'm praying for this, the outcome of this election. I know God's in control, so I'm not worried about that. I know what I want to happen, and I hope that and pray that, you know, I know God's will is going to happen. We've already won that battle, whether, I don't care which two gentlemen that it is that they pick for president, but God's going to make something of it. He'll glorify himself of it. Hey, you know, as many people that are getting away from Christ, maybe he's going to put somebody in the house that's just to show us how much. how far we're getting away. I don't know. I don't know what his motives are. I can only pray that I will do the right thing, and I can only pray that I make the right decisions, Christ-like decisions. Love you guys, and I hope the best for you during the holiday season, during the Christmas season, during the first of the year season, and love you guys. And don't forget, just like for what my mom says, be sweet. Ho, ho, ho.